Beats Planet.
What's good, y'all? What's good, man? What y'all doing up in here, man? Who invited y'all to come through up in here? What's the move, man? What's the word? Let me get this link out to Fuster King, man, because we're trying to get him up in here. I got a lot of respect for Fuster King draft acumen. You know what I'm saying, for his film and draft acumen. So, I didn't wanna get too far into the reaction phase or whatever until till me and Fuster King got a solid collaboration going. I'm sending him the links now. Apparently his first link didn't work, but I'm about to send him this second one to get this thing going for y'all. I got a lot of video. Excuse me. Got a lot of videos in the work. Hold on. All right, cool. I got a lot of videos in the work, man. In the works. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have the Tony Pollard video ready for y'all. But then after that, something I want to do for the next few weeks or so, or at least to the end of June. I kind of want to do film, and then I want to have like a complimentary video behind it. You know. So think about what I did today, as I sent Fuss this new link. Hold on. Think about what I did today, right? I dropped the Mike Weber film session. Then after that, I dropped the video explaining how I feel these new prospects, could help us in a Super Bowl run, you know? So tomorrow, since try that one. So tomorrow what I want to do, and it should be ready by tonight, I'm going to have a Tony Pollard film session, just a separate Tony Pollard film session, because there's some misconception about, him or his running style, that he's a gadget back. Like, nah, like he's a regular running back. He just does a lot of stuff. So I'm going to drop that film session so y'all can take a look at Tony Pollard and his greatness. And then I'm going to drop a dry erase marker board film. I pulled out the mark, and I'm going to draw up different ways we can use Tony Pollard in our offense creatively. I see some people in the chat box asking about the undrafted guys. I don't know, because I'm going to be mad as hell if I do a film session on an undrafted guy and they don't make the team. Like, I'm going to be mad as hell. So, Daniel Wise might get a film session, but I was watching, Larry Allen film, and I was like, boy, it's too many doctors and lawyers and scientists on this damn thing, man. So nah, I'm not gonna really get into a lot of the undrafted guys. I did enough research for seven rounds worth of guys, and by the time the whole draft was over, I had about 15 guys that I never heard of, and four of those guys were kickers and punters, and we ain't doing that. we ain't watching film on them. So as far as just our regular haul, I'm gonna really start to grind the research on those guys. And I really don't want to do the whole DB film session stuff, because the football Illuminati will get me, and if I ain't got the all 22, I might get hit, and I really ain't trying to get hit. So I may or may not drop film on the DBs or whatnot. But like I said, Tony Pollard is going to be tomorrow. Daniel Wise may come at some point, and I really don't know if him. I just know that he's a good player, and I might watch. I may put that video out, and he may make the team. That's the only reason why. But Larry Allen, he might not make the team. Mitch may not make the squad. You know what I'm saying? I'll be mad as hell if they do. Coach Evans, what's up, Coach? What's up, Law Nation? What's good? He was saying Weber was in my top 9. Hey, man, it happens. I think this draft on multiple levels was kind of confusing and up and down, though. So before I get Fuss up here, man, let me just kind of give my thoughts just in general, man. Just in case y'all haven't watched my other videos or whatnot. I think like wasn't nothing sexy about this draft. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing sexy about it. But what you did was you set yourself up to be better prepared in the future. You know, because it's gonna be 30 contracts next year. 30. And we're gonna need guys to fill those spots. You know what I'm saying? And something else too that kind of had me like scratching my chin a little bit, the little bit of beard I got. I don't have a Law Nation beard, just a little beard I got. I was looking at like, man, this team really don't value safety. And I got into a shouting match with one of them cats, man. Somebody I was doing the film on. Foot say still no good. What the hell going on, man? Let me shut this down. Boom. Go back to Google Hangout and redo this damn thing. Pardon the chat box. I'm not looking at y'all yet. I'm trying to get Foots and his draft acumen up in here. What was I saying? Yeah, so like you learn a lot about hang tight, Foot. You learn a lot about Google Hangout, about what this team really values. And we don't value one text. We don't value strong side defensive, strong side linebackers, Sam linebackers. And we don't value safety, strong safety. We just don't value those guys. And I know it looked attractive to have every safety you've ever wanted at the top of the board. But I think there's a reason why they fell to the 60s or whatever. You know, just as easy as we could have gotten them, hell, they made it that far. And I think that says a lot about where the league is at with safeties, you know? So let me click the link there. I think that says a lot about the league's temperature in terms of safeties, right? Think about it in the offseason when all these safeties were being let go. They were just let go and all these nobody was getting paid. They was just releasing guys, right? And it was like, damn, boy, that's a lot of safeties, boy. What you gonna do? We gonna sign one of them. You know what I'm saying? Then we get into the draft and then these guys are just falling. Even Derwin James last year, lasting all the way to 17 overall, and Derwin James was talented. Like he was better than any of these guys that we could have drafted this year. That we could have drafted this year, and even he fell to 17. I just think people got so caught up in the whole notion of getting rid of Jeff Heath that we let our emotions get the best of us, right? Now, all the picks that we picked, were they picks that I would have picked? They're not picks that I would have picked. But all I can do at this point, since the draft is over, is I can just kind of talk y'all off the ledge. I can just kind of give you perspective on what the team was thinking. You know what I mean? On where they saw guys. And to be fair, if you look at if you look at Tristan Hill and you look at his tape and you look at his skill set and you look at it in conjunction to what Rod likes, and it's a perfect marriage. Perfect marriage. It makes sense. Then look at all the tackles that we could have gotten. It was either Tristan or like Draymond Jones. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on who you value in that way. And by the time we got back to 90, wasn't no 3-techs there. No 3-techs were there. And if you look at listen to the press conference, right? Gil Brandt was like, yo, dog, it's about 5 rounds worth of safeties or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And if they feel like it's 5 rounds worth of safeties, then of course they'll wait on safeties. It ain't 5 rounds worth of 3-techs you could take. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes a little sense. If you like, I like to quote rap lyrics. Styles P says, plug the fan in, let the sweat dry off, then grab the cannon. You know what I'm saying? Relax. Think about this for a second. Think about what you trying to, you know what I'm saying, about what you trying to do. Think about the objective and not be emotional about things. And once you figure that out, once you've got that all, got that out the way, then you good to go. Then you can act accordingly. Then you can move on. So, do I hate that we didn't get a safety? No, I expected us to get a safety, and my number one safety was on the board. Nazir Adderley was right there, but we don't value safety. We don't value strong safeties. I'm gonna do a video later on in the week. Think about how much money we've spent in certain places. Think about where our draft equity goes. And I remember like fussing and fighting and shouting with people talking about some, yo, Voch, we got money into the offense. We already got too much equity put into the offensive line already. Why would we add even more equity and draft money to the offensive line? Well, it's the same reason why you draft the defensive end and you sign Robert Quinn and you feel good about your one tech, but you go draft a 3 tech anyway. You want to build. You want as many guys to be proficient as possible. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm so clairvoyant. It's not like I'm a know-it-all or nothing like that. It just makes sense. Like when I was talking the whole offensive line thing, that wasn't me just talking offensive line because I'm a former offensive lineman. Like the shit makes sense. It makes sense. So everybody that we drafted has a place. Everybody that we drafted has a place in this ethos moving forward. You know, we could have made a bunch of flashy picks. We could have did a put asses in the seats type of draft, but we put equity where it belongs. You know, if you look at where the Cowboys most value, like where they put most of their money at. They put it in offensive line. They put it in defensive line. And I just pulled my chat box back up. Andrew, let me tell you why. He says we got no starters in the draft. Let me tell you why we ain't got no starters in the draft. Because our team is good. We got a good fucking team, man. And if you would rather your team be bad just so you can have a draft pick start, then I don't know what to tell you. But we have a good team. And when you have a good team, that's what happens. You remember the good old days, man, when like we used to draft a guy and he'll go start immediately because we were bad? Nah. And then plus we don't have a first round pick neither. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people hate the whole Tristan Hill thing because he was the first guy that we got. But if you look at it like, okay, we got Amari Cooper first, then Tristan Hill was our second guy, then Connor McGovern was our third guy. It looks even better. What's the game?
Yes, sir.
What's going on with all these technical difficulties, man?
You got me in clean. What's up, Vacho?
Man, everything's everything, bro. You know, Foots, I really respect your grind, man. I respect the work you put in, your draft acumen. You know what I'm saying? You put in the work. You know what I'm saying? So I just didn't want to get too far into this process without bringing you in and getting your thoughts and hearing what you got to say. You know what I mean?
Oh man. First and foremost, thank you. Now that I've had a chance to like really sit with it and make it make sense.
Sure.
And my motto, as I'm doing content and making it make sense, Vacho, is
sure.
Marry these picks to the scheme.
And it works. It works, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, even Voch, even you jumping out front, we need alignment, right?
Sure.
It makes sense because, we struggle with power. And what does Connor do well? McGovern.
Connor McGovern is damn bulldozer, man. He a mean-ass bulldozer is what he is.
He plays mad.
Yep. Yep.
So there's none of that finesse.
Yep. So like what I want to do, and I ain't gonna hold you too long because you a busy man. I know this. What I want to do is I just kind of want to touch on each pick, just to kind of get your thoughts on them, how they fit us, and like what we're gonna do with them moving forward or whatnot. So the big deal in the whole community or whatever is all the safeties was on the board. You know what I mean? All of them was there. But we still ended up going Tristan anyway. And my thoughts was, you remember when they had the draft press conference, Gil Brandt said, yo, it's about 5 rounds worth of safeties that we like. And we know that the Cowboys value strong safety differently than they value other places. And there were no good 3 techs on the board once we got to 90. Just, man, what are your thoughts, man? Would you have done something different, or you cool with Tristan or whatever? Just, tell me what you think.
Initially, I mean, when I see Taylor Rapp there, and I've called him Troy Polamalu, of course I wanted to draft Taylor Rapp.
Sure.
Juan Thornhill as well. But, to Girl Brandt's credit, 57 other teams passed on these players.
Sure.
So they have more access than me and you. That said, I mean, I trust my eyes, so it's kind of like I'm talking out of both size of my neck. But
Mm-hmm.
I really say all that to say, as I educated myself more on Tristan Hill,
Yeah.
um, I'm not mad at it, Bosh.
Sure.
I'm not mad because I see a player who has quite possibly, more upside than Malik Collins.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Like,
if he can reach his ceiling, we're in good shape.
thing about Hill, when I'm watching him, Tristan Hill, he don't even really know how to play D line yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not like and look, y'all can like he jumps off the film. Like you can't miss him. Like that first step is elite level stuff. That ball get off is insane. He just gotta learn how to like control that and use his hands a little bit. So like year one, he can give you value like as a pass rusher or whatever. But like when it's his time to like start like in the next few years or so, man, I got high hopes for Tristan Hill. Plus we got the best D line coach in the ever, really, in my opinion, the best D line coach ever. And I think if anybody can get the full value out of Hill, it can be Rod. It'll be Rod.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're banking on.
Yeah.
Again, you want to marry these prospects and these picks to the scheme.
Yeah.
And so I think what happened too, and Cowboys fans kind of made that mistake of the names.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an easy mistake to make, Voch.
Sure.
When you see names going off the board, names that you're familiar with,
Yep.
that it's like, oh, what happened? No Taylor Rapp, no, nah. Because you know what?
Mm-hmm.
They in their room, they see Tristan Hill as a bigger piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's one of those things that we have to just deal with. And again, would I pick Taylor Rapp? Yes. But do I love the Tristan Hill pick? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it. And we will make it make sense. And then when I saw what they did with the Western draft, it made a lot of sense for me.
Everything just kind of fell into place the more we kept watching the draft. Like it was really different. Like it wasn't like one of these think about the Cardinals draft. They got Kyler Murray and Byron Murphy and Andy Isabella and Zach Allen. They got these names. But we don't really know how those guys are going to fit in Arizona. But if we look at Tristan Hill, we go, damn, dog, he gonna compete with Malik and maybe take Malik's job. And like if you look at DeMarcus Lawrence, he may be out the first 2 weeks because of surgery. Tyrone may have to play there, and Tristan might start. You know what I mean? Or Connor McGovern, like Lael may not be here, so you get a guard here and put Connor Williams at tackle. It just all started to add up. And then I know you was excited about this when we actually heard Kellen Moore was beating on the table for Tony Pollard or whatever. Like that gave me a lot of information about what we trying to do on offense altogether. Go ahead, Fuss. Tell us about Tony Pollard and that you was right and that that you had this energy since January.
I mean, Voch, you big Senior Bowl guy. You big just you always been film guy.
Mm-hmm.
And again, man, it's one of those things that where I say I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know it all.
Sure.
And I'm not gonna sit here and act like, I'm always right.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watched him, I saw a player who on film, he just stood out, man.
Sure.
Sure. And he's not a gadget. I'm uploading a video now and just kind of speaking more about him and kind of these position battles that are going to take place. But I don't know about you, Voch. There's going to be a chopping block because Tavon.
Yeah. It's starting
Cobb,
to make
I think Cobb is safe, but here's the thing: if you have a player, who can give you what they give you and more, why would you not use him?
Sure. Sure. There's absolutely a misconception going on in draft and Cowboys, community or whatever, that Tony is a gadget guy. Now, he's a running back. He's a regular
Right.
ass running back. He runs over people and he runs a 4.340. He's shifty. He just happens to also catch and also run sweeps and also kick return, punt return. Like, he's a running back. And I'm gonna show footage of it at some point.
Yeah, I don't like Dane Brugler saying he's a master of all trades, a jack of all trades, because that makes it seem like
he's
Lucky
that. Whitehead. You know what I'm saying? He's not Lucky Whitehead. Yeah.
Come on, Voch. He's not Lucky Whitehead. He's not Lance Dunbar.
No.
He doesn't fall down and go ouch, in your words.
He runs over people. Which
there you go.
He runs people over. But like I said, man, people just gotta watch the film to just have a full understanding. You just can't go based on what the beat writers say, because your eyes may tell you something different. And beat writers may be trash. We don't know what the hell Jeff Kavanaugh's seeing. We don't know what he's seeing. You
don't even know if they've ever played a sport, if they've ever been around the game.
Sure.
Sometimes you gotta.
Hello? Snake? Oh shit, we lost Foots the King. I hope he called back though. It just the screen look like it just froze a little tight. But damn, dog. We lost. I'm stupid. Shit. How do I do this? I gotta reset the thing and fudge cakes. But basically, what Fuss was saying. Okay. That's what I got. I'm gonna copy that there. Yeah, I'm gonna copy that there. I'm gonna get Fuss up here. Fuck happened to Foots? Reload. Yeah, load this back up so you can get the same link. He can come right back to where he was. Yeah, but yeah, man, Tony Pollard is a regular running back. Like, he's not a Lucky Whitehead, Lance Dunbar gadget receiver-y guy. That just ain't what he does. And if you watch the film, you'll see it. It will reflect that. Now, what's gonna happen is, Foots is gonna continue to drop some more videos. Voch Lombardi got 2 in the tank already, where I pulled out the dry erase marker board and did that whole thing. A lot of people really like when I break down the X's and O's or whatever. So I'm going to. Am I missing something? Yeah, we good. Yeah. I'm gonna break that down and kind of give y'all an idea about how we're gonna use Tony Pollard, where he can line up. Like, just different things that we can do with him. And then when it comes to Google Hangouts is just moving slow in general. Like, that's what that is. And when the film is dropping in the morning. We're gonna drop the film at I'm going to drop the film at 6 in the morning, 6 Central Time, 7 Eastern. Your mic is up and down and down. Can you hear me now? I try not to yell in y'all's ear, man, when I do this stuff. I just kind of bring it down a little bit and let y'all talk to me from there. But if you want it here, we can run it there. All right, let's try this again. Same link. All right, cool. We're going to click the link, and we're going to minimize, and we're going to go to Twitter. Y'all go follow Foots' music, too, man. Foots just dropped a dope-ass visual, man. It's called Creeps. Y'all check that out. Check out Creeps. And Foots has sent me a text. Yeah, it said kick them out. Yeah, I just sent you a link, though, Foots. There you go. Just send it back to you. There you go. So, we'll do that. Just DM you. All right. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna get all that good information out. And like I said, man, because there's some new people in the chat box. excuse me. Thank y'all for tuning in or whatever. I'm going to. I don't know if I want to do the undrafted guys yet because they may not make the team. I'm gonna be mad as hell if I do these undrafted picks and they don't make the team. Young Wilson.
I'm back, Vacho.
All right, cool. Hold on, wait. Young Wilson says, Voch, for all you do for all the Cowboys, keep educating, and I believe we address the middle on both sides of the ball. Let's go, Cowboy. Aloha, Young. Yeah, man. He was just basically saying that, hey, man, you gotta fix the inside on offense and defense, and we did that. So appreciate it, Young, for the super chat. But Foots, were you done with your Tony Pollard point, or you had some more?
I mean, everybody knows how much I love Tony Pollard. So, I mean, there's no need to labor that point. I mean, Voch, what did you think about that pick? Cowboys fans, what do y'all think about that pick? I mean, to me, that, there's always a pick in the draft that makes the drafts, that makes you say, this was a good draft.
I was excited for it, man. I was excited for it, but I felt like, and to be fair, they may know something we don't know, But I thought that they were going to maybe take Tony a little later, but I know that everything they do is for a reason. So so maybe
that tells you how they think, what they think about him too.
Sure. So maybe they thought somebody else was about to get him. So I ain't really necessarily tripping on that. But we got Michael. Is it me or did the Michael Jackson, Joe Jackson jokes got corny like real quick, like real fast? Oh goodness!
Yeah,
like I was on that train.
That's gonna be bad.
I was on that train for like 5 minutes, boy. But you just know Fox gonna make that joke twice. But tell us about Michael Jackson though, first, if you watch film.
So Michael Jackson, if I don't know how many of my college sports fans out there, but every year there's a watch list, and he was on that watch list as like a really highly rated corner at the beginning of last year. I mean, he was. I think Michael Jackson fell victim to the program that was the U, and that was such a storied program.
Sure.
And sometimes a program there just comes a point where the college football world isn't interested in the program, and all of those prospects kind of get forgotten about.
Sure.
And add to that, Michael Jackson didn't have the year that he had in 2017.
Yeah.
That being said, if you, again, marry him, you marry Michael Jackson to what the Cowboys want to do, what Chris Richard wants to do, what he likes in a player, the way that Michael Jackson is able to play press, I love the pick. I thought this was a B. I graded this pick out a B for the Cowboys' value. I really, really did. Voch, just simply because you're looking at a guy who, if nothing else, he can get up in your face and beat you up, and he's long.
Sure.
What did you think about it?
Shouts out to Law Nation dropping a dub in the super chat. Y'all continue to support Voch Lombardi for the education for the nation. That was Cowboys for life. Salute. Appreciate you, Law Nation. You already know.
Dang, that boy Law showing love. Law, what's up, OG?
Big love. My thoughts on Michael, and it makes sense what you said, Foots, about the whole how they used him. If you watch the 2017 film, you go, man, he's really good. Like when he get to jam people, like man, he's really good when he's playing the flats in cover 2 and he can be physical. Man, he's really good when he's in cover 3 and he gets to be fast and just run up the field. And it seems like in 2018 they did everything but that. Like they made him like they made him play a lot of off man, and he gave a lot of.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? They made him do a lot of stuff that he wasn't really good at. And
to be fair, that's one of the hardest positions to play.
Sure.
In football, is that off man zone vibe.
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
Sure.
Because you got to be a smart corner to play that position. You do.
Yeah.
I agree. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No. They just kept making him do it. And I'm like, bro, that's not what he's good at. Like he's better when he gets to be physical and when he gets to, just wherever receivers go, he just rides the receiver. As long as he can keep a hand on somebody, he's fine. And or just run up the sideline, he's fine. They had him doing everything but that. They even gave him some reps at like at like free safety, and I'm like, I don't want him with that much space to have to worry about. I don't want him thinking that much. Like, let him just chase people, and he'll be fine. So if we're if Chris is really implementing his system or whatever, we're gonna do a lot of cover 3 and a lot of press man stuff. I think Michael fits just fine.
A little cover 1, yeah. I mean, the thing is, yeah, definitely cover 3.
Sure.
And I like the Cowboys staying ahead of schedule.
Sure.
And you know what? We don't know what's going to happen with Byron. I'll be honest. Towards the end of the year, Byron Jones wasn't the same corner.
His hip was broke, Foots. Come on, don't push Byron off the bridge,
Don't push him
man.
off the bridge. Okay, he's still on the bridge. But watch this though, Vacho.
What's up?
Watch this, Voch Lombardi.
What's up, bro?
Are you paying Byron? And if so, what are you paying him? And how you see what I'm saying? What if a guy it's happened. What if a guy like, Michael Jackson can emerge?
This year is going to answer a lot of questions for a lot of places. If, Byron Jones is going to get his little hip surgery or whatever, and if he come back like the first half of last year, Byron, then I don't know what to tell you, famo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But if he comes out bad, then then we have indication of what we can do about that. And Mike, I hope Mike gets in. I hope he gets an opportunity. But Jordan Lewis is a tough cookie to crack, so we'll see. What happens. Yeah.
Nah, so when it comes to Byron, he's just tricky, and I wish he didn't come on so late.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why you just couldn't turn up earlier on in your career, like super early, like what it is with Leighton.
Yeah.
You know what it is with Leighton.
Yeah.
But I guess same could kind of be said about DeMarcus, except he was kind of consistent. But
you just wish you had some more time to properly evaluate him, is all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how they play this. But I'm not mad at them taking Michael Jackson in the 4th round. What do you think about Joe Jackson? Talk to me, Voch.
I like
this
Joe
is
Jackson.
The one that I would say this is the one prospect that I know the least about, that I can't quite get a vibe on. And I watched your film session. It was great.
Yeah.
And so now I kind of want to know, just talk me through him.
Joe Jackson comes with a lot of context, and I kind of hate to keep throwing fuel on that Cowboy fire, but he's kind of like Taco. The good thing about it is that we got him in the 5th round opposed to the 1st. But Joe, I will say one thing about Joe that's different than Taco. Joe produced. Like Joe had numbers. Like Joe had 40-something pressures and 20 sacks. Like that's 22 sacks. Like that's plenty, But he's another one of the guys, just like Tristan Hill. Like Joe don't really know how to play football yet. Joe's just a bully, Like Tristan is a super ball get off quick guy. Like Joe just picks on people. Joe just comes out the ball and pushes people around or whatever. He has this dope ass under the elbow move that he does, where he'll fake hands high, so the O-line fake hand high, so he can have some leverage under him. I'm like, damn dog, that how you up here skipping steps? How you skip over the regular moves, but you busting out this super nuance shit? Who taught you that? So that shows me that he has a lot of room to learn shit. So like I said, man, I trust Rod Marinelli with any D lineman, and Joe is another he's another super high effort guy, and he played mostly right defensive end, but I think for us he'll be a left defensive end, run stopping, get you a sack sometimes guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We need lefts because lefts don't grow on trees.
They don't.
Simply because you got to play that run stout,
Mm-hmm. You know what?
That's why
he would be kind of like we would use Tyrone Crawford, considering
I was just about to ask you, how does he comp to Tyrone?
Yeah, Joe's probably going to be bigger next year, and he could probably give you some 3-tech work. It's just that Crawford is a 3-tech that can play outside. That's more like Tristan, but Joe is a end that can't play 3-tech. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Nah, man, that's exciting, and
Sure.
I'll tell you why. Because you got to throw bodies at this position, at the end position as a whole.
Lottery
You don't know
tickets.
what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, listen, you want to see Dorrance continue to emerge
Yep.
and grow and get better. I like that Dorrance Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
If he can just put it all together,
Yep.
he'll have an opportunity to take Taco snaps.
You know
The snaps
something?
that Taco did have.
You know something? Sorry for cutting you off. Something
Nah,
that's
you
kind of
good, man.
interesting, man. Think about where we were with the D line like 3 years ago, and think about where we are now. We could actually afford to say, "Yo, let Taco grow some more, and we'll see what happens in 2 more years." We looking at Joe and Taco and Dorrance like, man, one of y'all may not make the team if you don't show up in camp this week. You know what I mean?
That's what. Listen, that's what
Yeah.
team building correctly. That's what
Competition.
Come on, Voch.
Mm-hmm.
Competition and drafting well.
Yep.
So watch this. Look at your linebackers.
Yep.
Even as bad as we want a safety, I don't wake up week one feeling like, damn, we slammed the safety because Jeff Heath has been in the program.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I wanted to upgrade Heath, I'm not gonna lose sleep going to a game with Heath and Ioka and X Woods back there.
Sure.
And so again, these are young players who have been in the program now. Of course, all the Cowboys Nation wanted to upgrade them at some point, Earl or whatever, through the draft or however you want to spin it. But I think the point is when you draft correctly, the only competition is within.
Yeah.
It's who's gonna come to training camp, who's picking up the scheme, who's working the hardest, who's controlling their energy, who's doing everything that they need to do to get on the field. If you're doing that, you'll have a chance to get on the field. And they're going to give you every opportunity to make a play, Yep. And so it's really on them. It's on the Dorrance. It's on a Joe Jackson to come in and just and stand out. He'll have a chance. It happens every year.
Yeah.
I remember when Anthony Brown came in, 6th-round pick,
Mm-hmm.
flying around out there, Joe. You're like, good gracious. You got this kid in the 6th round, 4-3. I remember that Packers game. He was all over the field, the first one, in 2016. So
fantastic,
fantastic
team building. I've been telling, just fans, the fans that piss me off all the time. I've been telling people like look, none of these rookies gonna really start because we got a good team. They getting drafted to a damn Super Bowl team. They may or may not start. You know what I'm saying? So Joe probably could have started years ago when Mincy and Selvey was out here, but with D-Law and Quinn ain't that spot, but Taco Dorrance, it's guys here. Crawford, it's guys here, and you're gonna have to earn your keep. Let's keep moving this thing along. We talked about Mike Joe. What about Donovan Wilson? Thoughts on him?
I
know, right?
I
know.
This is the one vibe that Yeah.
We'll see, Chris.
I know Cowboys. I know Cowboys fans. Don't be that fan. That is, I see Cam. No.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
I saw some Cowboys fans celebrate like, oh, we got a safety. Get Jeff Heath up out of here. Like, bro, you don't even know if this guy could play yet. You don't even know if he's better than Heath. And I'm up here I remember watching the film and I'm like, dog, it's a lot of stuff. He could tackle, but.
He can tackle,
but you need more. You need more than that.
So here's my notes watching.
Go ahead.
Let me know if I'm on.
Okay.
So I watched 4 games.
Sure.
And I went and watched the full game so that way I could
seeing some more.
You're
right.
Just within a flow.
Mm-hmm.
And I just
didn't make enough plays for me.
Yeah, the angles were terrible.
Yep.
He just didn't have any juice. The angles were bad.
Yep.
I didn't like the way that he didn't really he made tackles.
Sure.
I guess the angles were so bad for me that I just looked at it and said, I don't know what they see in this player. But that is for Dallas to make sense because maybe they see something now. Like you said, he will tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He will tackle. Um,
And to
but
be fair, if you put him in a situation where all he got to do is tackle him, he'll be fine.
there you go.
You just got to be honest with you. I always talk about it, man. I always talk about be honest with the player that you getting, and you won't be mistaken by anything. So to where if you would get like an Amani Hooker and make him cover like. What I'm saying? Cover like slot guys or whatever. You bet not ask Donovan Mitchell to cover no damn slot guys.
No.
You bet not. You know what I'm saying?
Hips too stiff.
Too stiff. You just got to be realistic with it. So
his feet were kind of in mud to me. I just didn't see.
Backpedal wasn't that great.
He just didn't pop off the screen to me.
Yep. So everybody wants to anoint Chris Richard. If Chris can turn Donovan into something, then
anoint him.
Anoint him then. Give him the job then. But we'll see. Mike Weber, in which I think he'll be like the backup running back, kind of, sort of, technically or whatever. Because I think like the Tony Pollard kind of back, I think Tony's going to be on the field while Zeke is on the field. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Right.
And I like Weber a lot. Is it Weaver or Weber? I feel like
it's Weber. It's Weber.
Okay, it's Weber. That's what I thought. Now watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Is Rod out? Or we gonna wait? We gonna save that.
Rod gone, man. It's
Rod gone.
It's right now. It's Zeke, Darius Jackson, Tony, and Weber, and some kid that ain't gonna make it. Some chun kid that ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, it's. Listen, So I think that the best thing that Weber has going for him also is that he has Zeke's blessing.
Sure.
It's a real thing.
Sure.
With Weber, now I just see a guy who just brings his lunch pail to work.
Mm-hmm.
Hard runner.
Yeah.
Bots, hard runner.
Dirty work.
Hard.
Dirty work guy. Yeah.
Not the fastest of foot. Doesn't have the best agility. But he'll run through you. He'll try to at least.
Yeah. Great balance. Great vision.
Good balance. Yeah, what else you see? Go ahead,
man. First of all, I see this damn 50 in the PayPal. Shouts out to Brian Brown. Let me say this too, man. Like we, the Dallas Cowboy YouTube community, whether it be me, Foots Law, Mark Okoye, and whatnot, we don't have like network backing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you.
We basically building this thing from the ground up, and we do a lot of this shit for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
We don't make salary. There's no guarantee that a video is gonna hit. We just kind of got to put it out and hope y'all watch it, and hope y'all hit the like button, and hope y'all like that's why we say this shit every episode, because we hope y'all do it. And we can just kind of build this thing slowly, because we're our own network. We're our own conglomerate or whatever. So when I see Patreon, when I see PayPals, when I see super chats, man, they mean the world to us. And I get plenty of them, but every time I get one, it mean the world to me. I was watching one of Foot's videos, and I watch his videos. I'm a fan of Foot's as well. Damn, I'm happy that Foot's got a Cash App, PayPal situation, man, because that's how we keep this thing going. Everything we ever said, we bring to life. You know what I'm saying? We always say, yo, if we can get this amount of funding, you'll get better quality videos. You'll get more frequent videos. Everything will just be better as a whole. And you can, and even in Foot's channel, man, you see he's upgraded his camera quality, man. His videos sound they sound better. They're a lot more slick. You know what I'm saying? Voch got a better webcam. I get to do different things with my images and all that. So I really appreciate every move that y'all make to support us monetarily. You know what I mean? Because we're not backed by the network or whatever. We are who we have. We are all we got. When we say community, we mean community. We we bring y'all the content, and y'all, it's y'all keep that thing moving.
We don't have the machine behind us.
Yeah.
And I think you're very well spoken on that, Voch. We up late. Mm-hmm. It's 12 o'clock in DC. I got to work in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting with a video now, making sure it uploads.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, but we do this for you guys because we know
Sure.
that you guys support us.
Sure.
So, any chance you guys get a chance to, throw a couple bucks or whatever. We ain't out here looking for charity because we gonna do it regardless because we love it. But
Yep.
that extra push, we can get more. We can do more.
Yep.
Some of these big name YouTubers y'all see, they got money behind them.
Sure.
They got sponsorship. They may have already worked at a network and they have a partnership with someone who has money.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Who can get a $15,000 camera or a $1,500, an expensive camera
Sure.
where that chance.
Sure. Sure. So
But yeah,
appreciate you,
man.
man. Appreciate you. Mike Weber
what-
though. Mike
Yeah,
Weber.
Mike
So
Weber.
he runs with patience or whatever, patience and vision. I like that. And what I really like about Mike as well, Bunchy Carter, thanks for the $1, bro. Appreciate you. What I like about Mike, man, is that you gotta tackle him. You know what I mean? You just can't arm tackle your way through him because he'll spin around and keep running or whatever. He doesn't have long speed. But I mean, he's a 7th round pick. What you gonna do? He doesn't have like super bursty speed like Tony does, but he's a get it done back. He's a lunch pail guy. You're right about that.
Yeah, man. Just brings his lunch pail and he goes to work. I thought he would have been drafted earlier. That's the crazy thing about that.
Good value there. And one more thing, and I'm gonna let you go. Jalen Jokes, Trace pick, right? We just see him. He's 6'5", 6'6", twitchy guy, good burst. Doesn't really know how to use his hands yet. Can't really put together a pass rush plan. But if you give Rod somebody that's 6'6", long as hell with quick twitchiness or whatever, maybe he can make something out of it, right?
I look at Jokes and say, again, the Rod Marinelli special.
Mm-hmm.
Can he pan? Absolutely.
Yep.
Like, if I'm a kid coming to Dallas and I play on the defensive line, I'm trying to learn everything I can from Let and Rod.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, that's exactly what they need to do. Jokes, he kind of underperformed at Oregon, but he has the traits. He looks the part.
Sure.
That's the biggest thing. He has the body frame. And he, some people's bodies, they kind of max out.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that. He still has the body frame to put on mass.
Yeah.
And get bigger, but he has to make the most of it.
Yeah, sure. And we'll see. As far as the undrafted guys go, man, I know a few of them. Some others I don't.
I have to get into that list.
Yeah, we'll drop that later on. I was only responsible for like 7 rounds worth of guys, and it was about 15 guys I didn't know. So I'm already proud of myself on that. But y'all ain't finna expect me to know all the undrafted guys. Give me a second on that. I will say,
and I mean,
yeah,
guys, let's live in this moment and let's make sure that we have these guys pegged first. Fans.
Yeah.
I mean, the undrafted wave is cool, but we got into the Quentin Osbornes and all like that.
Yep.
Before you looked up, he was cut. So, I mean, let's dial in with these prospects. Let's marry ourselves and our ideas to these prospects for right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
And hey, man, we'll see. We'll just cross that road whenever we get there, man. But I was about to say, I was watching a film on Larry Allen Jr. I'm like, man, what's all these lawyers, doctors, and rocket scientists doing out here, man? I'm trying to watch a Harvard game tape, man. I wasn't about to do a film session on Larry Allen. Now, if somebody makes the team or whatever, then I'll probably drop a video on them then. I'll probably do something then. But just as far as camp body go, nah. We're not gonna put too much time in that because we got other stuff to figure out. But
100%.
Foots the King, thank you so much, man. Tell us about Foots and Coles. Tell us about Creeps. Tell us about all that, man.
Yeah, man, Voch, thank you for the retweet. I just dropped a video called Creep. It's on the Foots and Coles YouTube page. You guys go give it a watch. I'm singing. We wrote the song. I played drums on it as well. So, again, y'all, I'm late. I mean, I'm up late all the time.
Likewise.
I'm tired because I'm working.
Yeah.
But guys like Voch inspire me. All of these guys, they push me.
Wow.
We all got a niche in this community. and it's cool. I mean, this dude bang out a film, and it actually helps me because I can check it out. Oh, okay, that's what he saw. I kind of saw the same or different, and then we, kind of build like that. And it's everybody, Law, Shango, he pops up. He's still the Godfather. Mark Holmes, he always has, some crazy topic or something. So we working, man. The whole community. But thank you though, Voch, for having me on for sure.
Yeah, sure. That's Foots the King with Cowboy Nation TV. Check out his channel.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Like all the stuff, man. Like, Foots got Cash App and PayPal over there too, man. We need to get this community going, man. What's good is first class if my YouTubers can't sit? You know what I mean? J. Cole just said that. You know what I mean? Cole just said it. So
nah, for real.
So we're gonna work on that, man. But hey, thank y'all for coming through, man. It's late as hell. I'm about to go lay down somewhere. I got 2 more videos that I'm gonna drop tomorrow. One's gonna be at 6 in the morning, one's gonna be at 5 p.m. or something. Cause just like Foot said, man, we're working hard, man. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski, the Peace Whiskey cost you nothing. Till next time, peace.
Salute.